hours of sleep every day because it's hard to see.
What would you like to tell the district attorney?
That the way she's going by and removing the violence, she needs to have did it a different way and put there's a different way in reaching out to society, to these young black men who don't know her, who don't know anything that she does. Teach them, educate them of what the law is, what could happen, not what could happen when you get there, but before you get there, if you make it there. Stop the funerals, because what you see that they're doing is killing each other. Have some resources for these young men that they don't need to use guns and they don't need to fight because they're so tired and they're at work. Give them some jobs out here. Give them some trades. Open up some of these buildings that you have boarded up and there's nothing going on with these buildings. Educate them. We take training, and I work in the water training department for the city of San Diego. We have training classes that we have to go to keep our jobs, to educate the young men about the water, the pure water that we are having. We're in drought, but we have to learn how to cut down what the cleanness of our water is and what we do in the drinking. We have to be trained to do it and to know what's going on with it. Without training and education, where can we be at? We'll let that water go back over and over again, and we'll all be sick and we'll all be dead. We die from what the cleanness was. But we're dying from the hands of the police department. We're dying from the prison systems. These kids don't really have anything to do. But my son was working. He had something to do. He grew up knowing what to do and where to go. Just because he hang out a little bit with his friends, he didn't murder nobody. He didn't kill nobody. When I was in the courtroom, listen, I stayed in the courtroom for 5 weeks for his prelim. 5 weeks, every day. Some days we just sit out in the hallway because the judge didn't feel like doing court that day. He had something else going on with the DA inside the courtroom and the attorneys. So we had to sit out. We were told at 1 o'clock we're not having no court, but we've been there since 9 o'clock. I can't do nothing about it. So that's just a day loss, a dollar loss. I lost. So did my son. He was brought from the jailhouse to sit in the courtroom holding tape. He didn't get any progress made. But I watched them videos. The police were questioned about my son. Each one of them said they know of him. They seen pictures of him. He's never been at a shooting, at a crime scene. He doesn't have a picture with any gun, any weapon. He doesn't own a weapon. You don't have him because he's posting a gang sign or something to that, or however. I don't know how to do gang signs because I'm not a gang member. I'm not documented. But you have him documented because he's holding up a little sign with his hand. Well, I said peace. Is that a gang sign? That says deuces. Peace out. That's what that says. But she doesn't know all what signs are saying. But then he's being incarcerated because of his words that he posted on Facebook. Well, the police were not his friends on Facebook. The police were friends with others on Facebook. So they took what he said to other friends on Facebook and used that in court. It was never sent directly to any police officer. It was sent to, I'm just going to call out a name, Charles, Ronald, Renee, Joanne. But the police pulled that Facebook printout and put it in the courtroom to say that this is DeAndre, what he's saying. He didn't send that to you. He was just communicating with another one about a conversation that they were having. You didn't have that conversation with him. But the police officer said my son had no parts in any of the murders that he had to take a deal for, any of the shootings, nothing. But because he had a Facebook page is why he's in custody. For his freedom of speech on Facebook. That is our constitutional rights. She's violating that. She's not a judge. She's not in the Supreme Court. How can she make those rulings? Don't we have like 9 people in the Supreme Court? Okay, their name is not Bunny. But she is here in San Diego as our district attorney, making these decisions and violating our constitutional rights. And these are all black young men that she's doing this to. And that's wrong. Is it a race thing? To me, I would say yes, because I'm a black mother. I'm his mother. I don't look at race when I make my decisions on things, because I work with all. I associate with all. I've been living with all. Color is not anything that I identify a person with just because they're a different color from me. She's wrong. Because he wore burgundy, green, red, and blue. That puts a label on him because of a color. It was said, Detective Collins said there's 200 gang members in the 5'9" Brim group. Out of 200, you select 18. 18. They first said my son was a high, like a mafia, big boy in the gang. Well, the DA told me, James Simmons, told me he's one of the DAs was on his court hearing. He's down at the bottom. He's just a tag-along. He's like a cheerleader on a football team. He doesn't get paid for it. So how did he benefit? Bonnie says all of them benefited from those bigger boys, bigger group members, doing what they do if they did what they did. But that cheerleader, they don't have no rings. When it's Hall of Fame and they championships, they get rings, they get big bonus money. My son didn't get anything but time. Away from his son, away from his dad, away from his mom and his family. How does he survive? My question to Bonnie is, what benefit do you say he's getting? What benefit are you getting from doing what you're doing? And you have no, I don't know, you have no truth, no proof of this. He benefited. What? Because he still was going to work. He still was trying to take care of his child. Now that's in my hands to help take care of that little boy. What benefit are he getting? No. I still have to try to send money to take care of him. He has a restitution now to pay. Also, the judge ordered him to pay $1,600 restitution fee. I send in $30 for his restitution. If I send him money, if I send him $100, they take $30 more. So I'm not winning.
This restitution is a restitution to the courts.
Yeah, but yes. He didn't ask to go to court, but he was forced to go to court. He was forced to take a deal. Remove him from his life out here. As the letter that I have, those are not good letters. Those are sad letters. I cry every night. I cry every day. I close my office door sometimes when I'm having that moment. Because I'm hurting. I'm going to hurt for a long time.
Thank you, Ms. Reid.